freak terrorizes. Wait till they get a load of me. Okay, that was kind of dumb. And I got ketchup all over the floor. But anyway, that was all for you guys. Anyway, so... anyway, I thought this would be a good idea to make a 6-part review of the Batman movies. And yeah, I'm going to start today with 1989's Batman, which is Tim Burton's first. And that one I prefer over most of the movies. I prefer that over at least like all the other pre-Nolan films. I think I like it the same amount as Batman Begins, and overall, yeah, I think it's a pretty good picture. I mean, I like it a lot on visual style and acting, but story-wise, it does have a little bit of holes in it. I will admit to that. It's not like Christopher Nolan's movies or Christopher Nolan's like Dark Knight at all. But, you know, I still appreciate for what it is. And, you know, Tim Burton, I love Tim Burton. And I honestly think that's one of his better films to date till now. After recently watching Dark Shadows, I wanted to, like, go back to, like, those days where he was doing Batman and, like, Edward Scissorhands and all those other great films. Because he's a true visionary, and he really needs to have more of those kind of great films. So, yeah, going into Batman more, basically it stars Michael Keaton, Jack Nicholson, and Kim Basinger. They're basically the 3 leads. Batman is played by Michael Keaton, you know, Joker's played by Nicholson, and Vicky Vale, which is the love interest of Bruce Wayne, is basically played by Kim Basinger. I mean, the story, it's okay. I mean, it's just that, you know, you don't really go deep enough into Batman's, like, you know, origins. I mean, you just get like a flashback of what happened to his parents and why he wants to avenge this terrible crime that's happened to them. But I mean, that's basically all you get. Like, basically, it's more about the Joker at certain times. And, you know, Jack Nicholson, I mean, he's so good in this movie that he basically takes over the film, and he makes it more about him more than it actually is about Batman. Like, basically, if it were up to me, like, I'd probably name it Batman and the Joker, because the Joker really does have, like, almost more screen time. And, you know, I really appreciate, like, Jack Nicholson's performance in that. I think that's one of his best to date. But, I mean, like, also at the same time, you have to admit, like, Jack, he's basically playing himself, in a sense, just because he is sort of that, like, you know, like, lovable, like, goof, but he's also sort of got, like, that, like, playboy sort of, like, you know, appearance to him. He's always got, like, he's always, like, been that way, and he's super funny. He's, like, really talented. You know, he's just, like, if you were, like, an actual bad guy in real life, I'd believe that. I mean, like, he's just so menacing in the way he goes into his performances, and, like, he's so good in this movie. I appreciate that for so much that it is. And Michael Keaton, I feel he did a great job as well. Not as good as Jack Nicholson, but he does a really good job as well. I wouldn't say he's the typical Batman, like, persona, like, actor. Because, like, when this film was, like, first being announced, like, and they were announcing that Michael Keaton was going to play Batman, people were very skeptical about it because he's normally, like, this guy who would make, like, comedies and stuff like that. He's not, like, the action star you would, like, picture to play Batman, but, you know, he does a pretty good job at it. I mean, like, overall, I mean, like, I bought into the story. I bought into, like, his character, and I bought into, like, how he acted Batman, and, you know, he does a good job. I appreciate it. And although I do think he does play Bruce Wayne better than Batman, he's a better Bruce Wayne than he is a Batman, just because he plays that, like, tortured soul more than he does, like, play, like, the more, like, the, like, really, like, mysterious character that Batman is. And, you know, I still appreciate his role to this date, and I really think he's a very good actor, and I wish I could see him more in, like, movies today. And, yeah, I mean, like, yeah, the whole movie's pretty good. I mean, I'm just saying, though, it's, like, there are certain parts that, like, don't really make sense. Like, I'm gonna get into, like, my nitpicks for now. I mean, like, one like part that I really didn't like was like the relationship between Bruce Wayne and Vicky Vale. I mean, it's just that its basis is on like one night stand basically, like one date they had at the manor, and it's basically like not really that serious of a relationship, just because like it's based on one date. It needs to be like more strong. Like it needs to have like the relationship needs to be based on like true like trust and everything, and like basically like how you need to like love that person more than just like, you know, like, oh yeah, we had sex one night, yeah, we're gonna get into like this really serious relationship. Like it didn't seem very believable to me, the relationship between Vicky Vale and Bruce Wayne, and that's why I don't think it didn't carry on until on to the second movie. And that's why, you know, Selena Kyle took the love interest place in that movie. But I still think Kim Basinger did a good job in her role as well. And yeah, I mean, like other parts as well. I mean, like there's funny performances by Vicky Vale's partner, Alexander Knox. I can't remember the actor's name, but I mean, like he's pretty good in this movie. I mean, he has a lot of funny lines, like, you know, the scene where he goes into the one camera room, and he's got all these statues, and he's just pointing them out, like which each of them resembles, and he's like, oh yeah, this one looks like King of the Wicker People. Yeah, I always thought that line was very funny, and I feel like he brought like really good comedy to the picture, and you know, like that's kind of like what it kind of needed to like match its serious tone, and you know, besides you know, Jack Nicholson's Joker's, like you also needed more comedic performances as well. And Jack Nicholson, like basically he takes over the comedy overall, because he's got like some of the best lines in the movie. You know, like when he kills the guy with the buzzer on his hand, or when like he's basically like telling Bob, you know, like, remember, you are my number one guy. I love that line so much, and I don't do it justice. I really don't. And there's like, I mean, like he's basically like the Joker. He's a Joker, but he's like, you know, he's very evil, and that's what the whole point of the story is. Like he's this like he's avenged this like terrible crimes amongst Gotham, and Bruce Wayne is the only one who can stop him. And when it goes back to like the story of like how like his parents were murdered, yeah, basically the Joker was the one who killed his parents, and he feels that he really needs to do something to avenge the city and his parents, which I felt was very nice to add into the story. So overall, Batman, I feel it's a good Batman picture, but it's not really near the Dark Knight standards and Christopher Nolan's like great direction. But I still give it a lot of praise, and I still love it to this day. I remember watching it when I was like 10 years old, and I loved it, and I still love it to this day. If it were up to me, I'd say I'd give it at least 4 out of 5. And yeah, that's about it for 1989's Batman. So basically what I'm going to do for like each film, or each Batman, is I'm going to like wait like 4 days, and Mario, quiet. Yeah, so basically I'll just wait like 4 days, and I'll like review each film every 4 days, and then that'll lead up until The Dark Knight Rises, which comes out July 20th. I am super excited for that. I hope everybody goes to see this. Go see it on a midnight showing, because that's when like all the super fans are going to be there. That's when everybody's going to be super excited for it. They're going to be cheering, watching Batman hopefully take down Bane, or watch Bane destroy Batman. And that's going to be like the hypertension moment where everybody's going to be like on the edge of their seat, like, what's going to happen? I'm so excited for this movie. I just cannot wait for it. So yeah, anyway guys, you guys take it easy, and I will see you again in another 4 days. Bye-bye.